Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is a joy to be here in the Eastern India Leadership Awards 2025, a space that celebrates vision, resilience, and the power of leadership to shape the sustainable future. Our theme today, Exceptional Women Leaders of Excellence, is designed for a sustainable world together. This invites all of us to reflect not just on success, but on sustainable impact. As women, our leadership is often marked by empathy, intuition, and collaboration, values that are just not strengths, but are strategies for change. I am today honored to be moderating the discussion with the phenomenal leaders out here, and all of them are stalwarts in their everyday life as well as in their profession. So, welcome, ladies. Thank you so much. So, welcome, ladies. Let's begin. Shall we begin with you, Rachna? Should I sit down? Is that okay? I won't be able to see your faces. That's the problem. It's more comfortable standing here. No, I'm good. Okay. So, Rachna, you are a psychologist and a coach, and you work closely with leaders navigating change. So how do you think women's leadership traits like empathy and adaptability contribute to building sustainable, inclusive organization?
Empathy, adaptability, and sustainability.
Correct.
Are one of the key words in every organizations today, I must tell you. So leaders are told to lead by empathy. People are told that you need to be adaptable. And sustenance of the environment is what we are looking at. But when I see with women, this sustenance is the biggest drive. Because for them, they not only have to sustain just being a woman, they have to sustain being a mother, being a wife, being a women leader. And managing and juggling all of them through is something that makes them adaptable by nature.
Correct.
And that's where, the empathy also comes in. And I'll iterate this with a little incident that happened to me yesterday. I was in a call with a prospective client. In fact, I was her prospective client. And she is probably given birth recently. And her baby is about like a year or something like that. And she started to work from home. And the child kept screaming from behind. Had I not developed that little bit of an empathy towards another mother, that I understand the small child could be seeking for an understanding, I could have actually said that, you can deal with it and we can call later. How much of an effort does it take me to just tell me that, okay, I'm here for you and calm your baby down and I'll be here with you in the call. Though I was getting late for another call that was there, but it's about giving that little moment and holding that place of empathy for the other. It's not that you have to extend something to somebody else. It's not an emotion that you need to go and give them. It's just some time, and you need to hold that space and that entire, emotion together at that particular point of time. And give them that space that they can deal with whatever is happening, and then can come back to you and see if you need or they need any kind of a help, and, look towards it. And that's how the change has to happen. Today, we are talking about empathy, and we always want to think what others are doing in their shoes and how I'm going to be. It's very difficult.
True.
You can't just get into somebody's shoes and feel how it is going to be. You will always end up in a state of, sympathy. Empathy will only come when you learn to hold that place, hold that emotion at that certain point of time. And that's where the exuberance, that's where the magnanimous of any leader comes out. Because, everybody is ready to give you help. There are very few people who are ready to reach out to help. I need help, and that's why I'm reaching out. And that help is going to be more fruitful than you extending an arm. It's like, you're trying to give a beggar 10 rupees and he would say, I would not want it. I would want something else. And rather, he would come and ask something I wouldn't want. So is the help. And I don't want you to iterate the term beggar in terms of, any mean word or something like that. Whenever you're asking for help, you can be in that space And it's not about the quality of it and that you're in a pity space. भगवान ने सुदामा से भी कभी ना कभी कुछ ना कुछ मांगा था. उसी प्रकार से, you know, that leadership comes from that space. You will never become small as a leader to hold some place for the other. And it will only understand and make you more understanding towards how leadership is going to go. So it is just that little incident told me that all of us are struggling, adapting things as we go ahead. You know, I think I mentor over 50 women every year on their entrepreneurship space and modeling and all of that. It just, and you know, they're trying to match a wife and a mother and the career they have left behind, and they're struggling to put themselves into the new role. And it's not easy. And I don't want to say it only from the women's perspective, it's also from the men's perspective. They leave certain kind of a high-paying job, then they get into an entrepreneurship role, or they get into a different role, or they get married and they have to compromise on certain kind of things. And all of this happens. The adaptability is the agility that the person develops inside them. And it's about holding on to that space of emotion that is it. And that's where empathy comes in from. So that's it from my side.
That's so wonderfully put, Rachna. I mean, I know. Shabani, would you like to add on to that?
No, I'm just saying that asking for help in today's world is also a very courageous thing to do.
Why would you say that?
Women by birth, oh yes, because you know most of the time we do not do.
Okay.
Because we always tend to think that how we will be judged. So we need to keep this aside, and that makes world a better place, because you know that you need help. There are people who will help you, but unless and until it is asked for, people will not know. And we are multitaskers by birth, a lot to do at home. So the management that we normally learn from a B school, we learn the management from home first, you know, from growing up. So when we talk of intuition, a mother understands that when she's preparing a tiffin, whether the child will eat it or not.
Amazing.
So bringing in intuition, we talk of sustainability, we talk of today's society, we should go and see how the tribal women, they are bringing in.
Give us an example. Good thing you mentioned this.
So no, why I say tribal women? Because they are responsible for their nature. They are responsible for ensuring, you know, reforestation. They have, you know, we have medicine, we have the accessibility, the privilege of walking up to a medicine store and buying medicine. And I have seen tribal people, they prepare medicine for themselves from herbs. So when they are into farming, they are, you know, preparing a lot of, the cropping is happening. Once the crop is gone, they give such type of, you know, herbs and stuff, which actually makes the soil more fertile without using any chemical.
That's so sustainable, I think, over time.
I mean, if you look at the Green Belt movement, if you look at people from Africa, so it was just, you know, I was reading a blog the other day, they are doing so many things and they are being unnoticed.
Absolutely.
So today we have the privilege of sitting here and talking about sustainability, intuitions, etc. We should actually go to the remotest part of Rajasthan and see how a woman manages everything.
That's wonderful. That's coming from someone who has spent such a large amount of your career in corporate.
I mean, 20 years of CHRO, being a CHRO.
Correct.
I have seen that, you know, we bring in a lot of sensibility to the organization. We actually change the thought process of the organization, a psychologically safe place to operate. I'm agreeing with her that empathy is required, not sympathy, because sympathy ends very fast.
Absolutely.
So we need to be very, very consistent in our approach, ensure that the peer members grow, everybody grows, and do away with the kind of insecurities that is there in a corporate world.
Absolutely. So do you think your self-awareness and your emotional intelligence also plays a role?
Of course. Of course.
So how would you like
but
to...
But yes, we need to know where to control the emotion.
Correct.
Because in a professional world, everything needs to be balanced. And I think women, they are the best balanced people that you can see, because we have been balancing a lot of things, doing a lot of multitasking.
Absolutely.
So that is how it is. Your thoughts?
Yeah, maybe let me... Debjani, you have some quick thoughts?
Yeah, let me take the cue from Rachna and of course
Shabani.
from Shabani. I do agree. I think all the women and men over here, everybody agree that yes, we women have that special ability, I will say. Everyone is multitasker, but God has definitely given us more power. But, with Nanighar, I work with moms.
Correct.
So I take empathy, of course, after coming from a corporate world where I have seen mostly all the women are ready to work. So they have that ability to, hide their emotions, as Shabani said, that balancing the EE. But when we work with women who are always at home, what I felt, approximately around now 1,000 women, what I felt that the entrepreneurship is not a choice, even for many of women. It's by chance. That entrepreneurship, it's like nothing is happening, let's do this business. Something like that.
Okay.
So when you talk about corporate life, empathy is needed. When you talk about your personal life, definitely empathy is needed. I was speaking with Shravani before this panel that we learn empathy first when we handle our stuff at home. Because when they say that I will not come for 3 days, so the most of the pressure is on us, especially we, all the working women. So we have to balance more, that the more part of job is left for us to do. But we are empathetic enough to allow that leave to her because she has to take care of her child who is not well. So we start learning from again I take the cue from Shabani that any management school, whatever has learned, whatever we have learned, but what's the life and সংসার, বাংলায় আমরা বলি সংসার করবি, মায়েরা সবসময় বলে এসছে সংসার করবি তারপরে বুঝবি. So yes, that সংসার is the greatest management school, and still we are learning, every day we are learning. So we think, I think, and we all of us agree that we need to change the mindset, that the mindset which is running years after year, that women is not that I can, you can, she can. That is after a lot of struggle, we learn to say, yes, I can.
Of course.
And even in empathy also, we have seen, as an entrepreneur, even Rachana will agree, because I know she is there with Ty for longest period of time. So, imagine a 35-year-old man leave his job and come with a beautiful and awesome idea of a startup. Okay? And the another side, another woman at the age of 35 comes up with a wonderful idea. And when both of them come to the investors, there the sustainability comes. Both of them go to the investors, then the investor will, back of their mind, will think, this woman, yeah, the idea is good, but if she is now...
Will she be around now?
Yeah, now the second thought will be, correct, she must be having kids at home. She must be having a husband, if I put money over there, I don't know how long she will sustain. So whatever the great idea is, so this is what the practical experiences, I'm telling this from the practical experiences. So I think the sustainability, it comes where the entire ecosystem is being made. And we need to learn to celebrate. And I will really thank EIILM to organize this event every year, and we look forward, because any platform, when I sit here, I make sure that I will not talk about my feelings, I will not talk about the platform, but really I will use the platform for which I am here, that is Nanighar. Nanighar, every day there is a story, every day, every moment. So first what I tell them, that first you learn to celebrate yourself. That's very, very important.
True.
If you don't, empathy तो है, मतलब इतना ज़्यादा empathy है हम लोगों में कि हम लोग खुद को भूल जाते हैं.
Correct.
So that balancing is very important.
So with that, let me come to you, Anupriya. Anupriya, I know you had a roaring career, but your home was equally important, and you were kind of trying to again balance it out, and then you reached kind of an ikigai where you did what you loved doing, you took care of your home, and it ended up being a business proposition with you. So can you tell us more about it?
All right, so what Ruby is talking about here is that for 8 years, I worked in a middle management position as an HR, including consultancies, big fours, and an SME. And once I completed that, motherhood happened the second time, and I realized that I don't have it in me, or rather, probably I wasn't ambitious enough to keep going with my job and not take care of my kids. And there's no judgment here, to each one her own decision. That was my decision. Yet, for last 15 years, my HR career was 8 years. I had a 2-year IT stint before that, 2 years of MBA in between, so almost 12 years. I hadn't sat at home. So that was a very difficult situation for me. And this, I'm talking about 2013 to 2016 phase, when a new crop of such mothers was coming up. It wasn't just me. When I got on Facebook, on communities, I realized it wasn't just me. It was like an entire crop of overqualified mothers now on a motherhood break, a sabbatical, and they didn't know what to do. And a lot of them started creating contents. They realized that content marketing, content writing was something that we could do, because we were all good with our communication skills, which had given us our corporate careers. So an entire crop of mommy bloggers and bloggers came up. And this blogging, when I say, isn't the Instagram vlogging that people do today. That was like 1,500 words of an article, 1,000 words of an article, brand collaborations, all of that happened. And I thought, could we extend this arrangement with the PR agencies? Could this be extended to something more? Research led me to what probably Taran did, turned into a trainer. But that was all. The only option left was you turn into an entrepreneur. And I totally agree with you, Devjani, when you said that, is entrepreneurship an option anymore for me? And 8 years of calling myself freelancer now, I have finally found the courage to call myself an entrepreneur. After I've worked with almost 12,000 people, I now call myself an entrepreneur. So the point here is that sustainability will only come with agility. Now, they might look like opposite words or paradoxes, but I sit here with 6 career changes in my life, and I can say that sustainability will only come with agility. Of course, everything that has been said, all said and remaining, that withstanding, women have to be quick enough to reskill, and then figure out how can they make the best use of the skills that they have garnered over the years. And thus you come to the point of that now I am a sustainable professional. I take care of my kids. This morning I've done 2 sessions with, with my clients. I spent 3 hours with my kids. Their schools reopen tomorrow. I'll be relieved. And yes.
Sounds like a deja vu to me.
Yeah. And, 3 hours spent with the kids, an hour spent with the family, 2 hours with the clients, and now here with wonderful women. And it looks like a fulfilling life. It looks like a nice, easy life, but no, it hasn't come in easy. It has come with, new qualifications added every year. The struggle to keep thinking where the next client is coming up from. So, to be sustainable, my end line would be that you have to be agile enough.
Absolutely. I quite agree with you. With me also, career has taken shapes like that. Started corporates, did 15 years of that, and then my son suddenly turned 10, and I figured it has to be either my child or home or work. Can't be all the 3 together. Then I decided, why did I put in so much of effort studying? I might as well figure out something to do with it. Reskilled, upskilled, unlearned a lot of things, relearned, went into entrepreneurship journey. That was about 10 years ago. Now I think I manage about 6 organizations that I've set up on my own and consult a few more. So it comes with agility and upskilling. I mean, Taranjit and I, we have a lot of age difference. I did my MBA, PhD, everything, came back and did something she did at something called ICBI, which is image management course. everyone asked me, why are you picking up image management now? I figured when I grew up as a kid, no one told us, we realized image is the reason 90% of the people lack self-confidence. I did not, in spite of everything, but there are people I came across who could do wonders, but just because they did not have that confidence about feeling good about themselves, they lacked it. So I wanted a structured, I would tell people, generally give gyan, but then I realized there has to be a structured approach to it. I met Suman, who's the one who started co-founder of ICBI. And I actually took not a sabbatical, took 2 years of intensive course along with 6 organizations running. It was madness. I barely managed 4 hours of sleep in those 2 years. But now that I've done it, I can actually tell people, all of us look good in spite of what we think. And coming back to you, Taranjit, from that, you started with a people-first profession, and then you also, with your agility, shifted with the change in your life situations.
Yeah.
So, and you are still pivoting as we speak.
Yes.
So, tell us more about it.
So, my journey started from aviation.
Correct.
I was there for nearly close to a decade in aviation, flying as a lead cabin crew member. And that's where, when we talk about people-first culture, that's true there. So when you're up in the air, 35,000 feet in the air, and you look around, everything revolves around people. You see their emotions, trust, their comfort, their safety, everything is about people there. So my journey taught me to be empathetical. So when I say, again, we are bringing the word empathy, because I think women and empathy goes hand in hand.
Absolutely.
Right? So I learned how to be empathetical in the real-time situation. I learned how to keep calm during crisis. Also, for us, collaboration and teamwork wasn't just optional. It was, for us, it was survival, life-saving thing, right? So that's when, now this is what leadership, when we talk about leadership, that's what it transformed. And when I transitioned into training and development space, and now that I'm an entrepreneur running my own, leading my own company, Valorix People Solution, this is one belief that I carried forward with myself. It's collaboration. And today's date, if you see, everything is about collaborating.
Absolutely.
When we were growing up, we were told, okay, you have to get more marks, you have to compete with the other person. But today's date, we have recognized and realized one thing, that nobody is going to achieve anything going alone, walking alone, or even if they can, but they'll only reach up to a certain level. But if you have to go beyond and you have to grow in life, you have to collaborate with people. And when we say collaboration, again, the very first thing which comes is trust.
Absolutely.
Building trust. And as you were talking about ICBI, there are so many ways in how you build trust, where the first impression plays a vital role also, right? So the horn and the halo effect, I'm not going to go into details, but answering to that, and for women leadership, everything starts from building empathy, building trust, and sharing that leadership. And in today's day, the organization should create a safe space, psychologically safe space, bias-free space for the women, to allow them to grow, to allow them to share their perspective without any judgment or without any kind of competition.
That sounds wonderful. I know.
Thank you.
Yeah. So coming back to the horn and halo effect, do you think women do, when they come up with a leadership situation, and Sharwani, so coming back to a leadership situation, if women get aggressive at times because they are looked upon as someone who will be very soft in their approach and things like that, so do you think that's the horn effect they create, or is that acceptable, or how do you think, being in a HR role for such a long time, how do you think that can be made acceptable?
See,
Because
when we
women
are-
are mostly compartmentalized. Like Taranjit said a very nice thing, you get only 5 seconds to form a first impression, and you don't get a chance to form the second impression. And that is when you are judged. You're either judged as someone who can be walked over or someone who's super aggressive.
See, I
whatever
have
you do.
always
So-
believed in one thing, that when you are dealing with people, there has to be a carrot and stick theory. I mean, I can be Ram to you and Ravan to somebody else. So how will you judge me?
Exactly.
It depends on which part of the day and when you are meeting me. At
And
what situation.
what is the situation? What situation you get me
Okay.
into?
So when you are to. If you had your lunch on time. Oh yes. So you have a lot of reasons to be annoyed in a day. But yes, there has to be a balance when you are treating with people. There is a certain amount of respect that you cannot cross. There are boundaries that you need to remember. Aggression, yes, it is required, but when you are saying that, you know, a person with a very softer approach, I believe softness is power.
Absolutely.
I mean, we cannot carry a sword in our hand just to prove that we are powerful. And it is not about how people are going to accept you, or how people are going to react to you, or how people are going to, you know, understand who you are. Confidence doesn't come from there. Confidence comes from when you know what you are bringing to the table. Exactly. You are dealing with people, you need to be balanced, you need to understand their needs and accept the things which are justified. You know, 1,000 things will come to you in a day. You need to filter out, you need to align sensitivity with the goal of the organization, because you cannot be an empathetic person at the cost of the entrepreneur paying.
Absolutely.
When you are in a job, you're responsible for the people, you're responsible for the company and for the people also. But yes, a people-centric approach always makes life easy. You know, I keep on telling entrepreneurs that if you are looking for value, start and learn to give value first.
Superb.
It comes with a little thank you.
Yeah.
To a proper, maybe a pay hike. So that is how value is added.
Absolutely. So it's all about collaboration all the way. Any quick thoughts from all of you on this? Yeah, tell me.
I want to add something to what Sharvini said. You know, I don't know how it works with the Gen Z today, but around 18 years ago, when I was passing out from my engineering, I sat for an automobile company interview in a group discussion. And imagine the room with a similar setup. 9 boys, they were boys at that time, 22-year-olds, boys, and me girl alone. And I think I took the bull by the horn. I went all out. I made the boys angry in the room. Why is she speaking so much and why is she shouting? Later on, when I joined the workforce, I realized probably that wasn't required. Or maybe I should have started with that approach and toned down, because eventually if you are adding value, you will get the due credit and you will be able to perform. See, we have to acknowledge initially women have to make their place. That's why I said, have we evolved from that? It's been 10 years since I left corporate. I don't know if we have evolved from there. But we have definitely become more considerate. Things are slightly more easier. But probably from where we started, it was a different ballgame altogether. Today, I see organizations acknowledging the gig economy, freelancers being hired, contractual women being hired for good positions, for turnkey projects. And I would encourage the corporate to keep doing that, because India does sit on a time bomb of sorts.
Yeah.
A huge population of overqualified mothers who are trying to keep their sanity, bring up responsible citizens, and also remember who they are.
Yeah, Anupriya, the way you explained, but by way of handling one 18 years old and one set of 10 years old, I have 3 daughters. One is in college and another set of 2 are in school. So women are definitely, as Ruby you said, that we tend to be softer, but don't forget Durga. Don't forget Chandi. Huh? We are, of course, Lokhi. Yesterday only the Lokhi Puja happened. We are Saraswati, we are Durga, and we are Ma Kali. So, as you say, the carrot and the stick.
And there is no competition. I mean, we should respect the anatomical difference.
Absolutely. So, one way I have the moms who were always at home at 50, at 45 to 50, they have started earning. They are first time ever probably in life, they are getting acknowledgement. First time ever, they are being said that yes, with your quality, with your capability, when you were feeding your home members, with that, yes, you can actually have a set of people where you can set your entrepreneurship. There are example, Himur Heschel, it's very, very famous now. Correct. She was one of the mom chef, now she is having a Himur Heschel.
She's an entrepreneur herself.
She is now an entrepreneur. And at Naninghar, our aim is that we will have one entrepreneur at least every 6 months. That is where the confidence,
wonderful, great.
That confidence we want to put in every mom, that yes, if you can actually make future citizens who will run the Gen Z, the moms who are at 50s, they have actually made the Gen Zs. They will run our country after some years.
Absolutely.
If you can have that capability, then you have everything in yourselves. So first we have to have that confidence in them.
Absolutely.
The moment the confidence is there, as she said, that what people look at you, how people are talking about you at your back, doesn't matter. What matters is your confidence on yourself. That yes, what I am putting it over here and what I am.
Great.
That's
so,
why I rest.
Taranjit, any last thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, everything starts from within, right?
True.
So we don't need to seek validation from people until and unless we are, first again, when we were talking about EI, emotional intelligence and self-awareness, it all starts from within. And it's very important for each individual, be it men, women, kids especially. You need to train them as to how to be self-aware of everything, their emotions, their values, what they hold, what they believe, everything. And only then will we be able to give them the space to grow and become responsible. So now when we talk about sustainability, it's not only about just a sustainable business or just about sustainable saving the earth or the planet. When we talk about sustainability in today's date, it's all about having that trust, having that relationship and sustaining that culture. That is very important, be it in organization. And one thing that I would like to bring to everybody's notice is, I am so glad that I'm part of Birla schools where I go and conduct sessions for them. And for the schools to recognize and realize that this is important, forming yourself, understanding yourself, presenting yourself, because everything starts from within.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad that has happened. I wish it was there when we were growing up.
Exactly, because when I was also growing up, I had so much of confusion. I didn't know what to do with my life. I wanted some guidance from people. And I never got that kind of, any guidance from anybody.
Any mentoring or...
Exactly. And now that we are in a position where we can share our expertise, mentor people, this is what we are doing.
Absolutely.
We are creating a sustainable environment for everybody.
Absolutely.
Ecosystem, yes.
Absolutely. Rachna, the last word for you.
So, in fact, I just heard there were HR awards before this. So how many of you all are HRs here? Raise your hands. HRs, very few. And rest, all of you are business owners or business heads? Business heads of different organizations? Okay. So, irrespective of who you are, drop that title. Drop your gender. And just think at that one particular moment, who you are. And if you have the answer, that's what is going to define the person sitting in front of you. With every person who is sitting in front of you, you will always spot what is it in you that is there and similar in that person. And that's the connecting point for any human being. So if you can define who you are, the point of trust, sustainability, leadership, empathy, everything will fall in place. The day you get an answer, and that who you are is something that you need to revisit every time. Whether you're a woman, whether you're a man, whether you are a father, mother, whoever you are. Who are you when you're sitting in that one particular chair? What do you embody at that point of time? And that's what is going to make a difference. Apart from that, nothing is going to make a difference, because if you judge somebody because of their gender or because where they come from culturally or whether they are, young, old, Gen Zs, whatever it is supposed to be, you're putting them into compartments and you're coming with your own judgment and with the image that people come in from. what they're wearing. Just add a little so what. Can I get past it? And just look at the other person as a human being and see whether the person is going to sustain that role that they're coming in for an interview or not. Can I look at the skill? Can I just look at the capacity that they're coming in? And that's where the leadership begins. It doesn't begins with judgment, it doesn't begins with trust. It just begins with where you start saying, so what if I'm judging that person? Can I look past it? And that's where you define who you are for that other person. Maybe the person is not right fit for you or something happens, but that little conversation the person will always remember with you, because it will tell you how to talk to that other person who's sitting right in front of you. So that's what from my side.
Very well said. Taranjit, you want a quick 30 seconds? Before that, Devjani,
I will just
seconds.
take one line from Taranjit, what she said, that sustainability. Yes, of course, many of the training, many of the mentorship just ends in start because of there is no option of sustainability.
Correct.
So I would request everyone, every corporate over here, don't only celebrate the unicorns. Also, please celebrate that woman of your neighborhood who has just opened a small boutique, or that woman who has just opened a small tuition center. Please celebrate all of those women. If we all celebrate together with that ecosystem, what Taranjit said, then only we can, then this panel actually has a worth. Otherwise, it has no meaning.
100%.
Over to you, Taranjit.
Thank you so much. So I would just like to end this by saying, as leaders, we have heard about this word VUCA. We are in the VUCA world, right? So it's volatile, it's uncertain, complex, and ambiguous.
Ambiguous, yeah.
Yes. Yes. However, now with the time changing, the dynamics changing, we are now entering a new era which is all about care, where C stands for collaboration, A stands for agility, R stands for resilience, and E, empathy, that we have been talking about. So let's...
I know, yes.
Huh? Yes. So that's why I wanted to close this, so that I could just summarize everything. So yes, now we are living in a new era which is care, and if we give women a chance to care, leaders a chance to care about the world, we are going to create a sustainable ecosystem for each and everybody. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ruby.
Thank you so much for being such wonderful panelists, Sharbani, Rachna, Taranjit, Devjani, and Anupriya. I hope we all begin to care. Oh, thank you. I hope we all begin to care from today onwards, not only for our fellow beings, but for every single entrepreneur that comes our way and every single professional that comes our way. Thank you so much. And you've been a wonderful panel.